Dear students, my name is Shivaji. I am a lecturer in maths. I am working in Sri Abhida Pokatpalli. Today I will explain you complex numbers. This is a very important topic in mathematics. Okay, let us start. Complex numbers. Complex numbers. Okay, generally you know the square root of some numbers, some perfect squares are there. Suppose root 16, it is 4, root 25, it is 5. You know all these values. These are the perfect squares. For non-perfect squares also you can find the square root. Suppose root 2 given, it will be 1.414 like that. We can find the square roots of all these numbers. We are finding the square roots, we are able to find the square roots because all these are the real numbers. For all these real numbers, we can find the square roots easily. Suppose it is some negative quantity, suppose it is given like this, root of minus 16. How to find its square root? Actually, its value does not lie in the real number system. Its value is called as a complex number. Okay, how to calculate its value? First of all, if you take this root minus 16 as root of minus 1 into root 16, it will become root of minus 1 into root 16 means it is 4. It is very clear, direct. But root of minus 1 value required. We don't know its value. In the real number system, it will have no value. It is an imaginary quantity. So, let us denote this imaginary quantity by the symbol I. Imaginary number, so it is denoted by the symbol I. So, root of minus 1 is an imaginary quantity. Denote it with the symbol I. So, with the help of this I, we can develop the theory of complex numbers. First of all, what is meant by a complex number? Suppose there are two numbers, A and B. Let them be real numbers. A and B are real numbers. If you take their combination with I, that means if you write in this way, A plus IB, this combination is also a number. This is called a complex number because it is containing some imaginary number I here. This entire combination is called a complex number. Generally, the complex numbers are denoted by the symbol Z. Z stands for complex number. Every complex number will have two parts. What are the parts of the complex number? You can see clearly there are two parts. First part is A, second part is B. The first real number A, it is called as the real part. First real number A is called as the real part of the complex number. That means real part of Z. And the second part of the complex number, it is B. This is called as the imaginary part of the complex number. So, imaginary part of Z. We will represent it simply as real part of Z means it can be taken as RE of Z. We write it as RE of Z. RE stands for real part. We write this imaginary part as IM of Z. IM stands for imaginary part. So every complex number will have two parts, real part and imaginary part. Suppose in a complex number, some Z equal to A plus IB. Suppose if A equals 0, then what happens? In Z, only IB remains. If A becomes 0, then only IB remains. That means only imaginary part remains here. So this type of complex number is called a purely imaginary number because it is having only imaginary part. So it is called a purely imaginary number. This is called a purely imaginary number. In a complex number A plus IB, suppose if B equals 0, then what happens? Then the complex number Z will become only A. If we put B equals 0, this will become only A. So Z equal to A. Here A is a real number. We are having purely real value. So this type of complex number is said to be purely real because only one real number is there. This is called purely real. Okay. Next, how to represent the complex numbers? We can represent all the complex numbers on one plane. The plane is called as the complex plane. How to form the complex plane? First you take the x-axis and y-axis. First take the general coordinate system and origin. Take this way. Now on the x-axis represent all the purely real numbers. All the purely real numbers means 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. These are integers. Some real numbers are lying between them also. 1.1, 1.2, etc. We can show all of them on the line. So take all the purely real numbers on the x-axis, like this. All the purely real numbers are taken on the x-axis. Take all the purely imaginary numbers on the y-axis. That means 1i, 2i, 3i, 4i, like that. Minus I, minus 2i, minus 3i, etc. Take all the purely imaginary numbers on the y-axis. Suppose we have a complex number 3 plus 4i. Now on the real number, on the x-axis, now we call this x-axis as the real axis. Here we have to call this x-axis as the real axis because all the purely real numbers are plotted on it. It is called as the real axis. And all the purely imaginary numbers are plotted on the y-axis. So y-axis is called as the imaginary axis. So hereafter we have to call the x-axis as the real axis and y-axis as the imaginary axis. Suppose we have some complex number 3 plus 4. Its real part is 3, imaginary part is 4. Now you take the real part 3 on the real axis, so this number comes. If you take the imaginary part on the imaginary axis, you will get this number 4i. Now draw a line perpendicular to it, draw a line perpendicular to it, both will meet at this point. So this point is denoted by the complex number 3 plus 4i. This point represents the complex number 3 plus 4i. Call this point as some p. We call this p as the affix of the complex number 3 plus 4i. P is called the affix of the complex number 3 plus 4i. In this way, every complex number can be represented on this plane. So this plane is called the organoid plane or complex plane. It has two names, organoid plane or complex plane. Okay. Next. Every complex number will have three properties. For every complex number, there are three properties. What are they? Those properties are like this. First property, conjugate. Second property, modulus. And third property, argument. Every complex number will have these three properties. Argument. Okay. Now we can define conjugate and modulus to every complex number, but argument, this is not defined for zero complex number. Zero complex number means 0 plus I0. Only this number has no argument. Except this complex number, for all the complex numbers we have this property argument. Okay, what are these properties? I will explain. First take the organ plane or complex plane. In this complex plane, some complex number taken. Let it be some x plus iy. Suppose z equal to x plus iy taken. So x plus iy means we have to take it in this way. Along the x-axis take x point. Along the y-axis take the iy point. Purely imaginary point iy. Real point is x. So we are having z equal to x plus iy like this. Call this complex number as some p. That means it's affix. Take this affix as some p. Now what is its conjugate? The conjugate is the image of the given complex number with respect to the real axis. With respect to this real axis, take its image. So it is having some height y. Let it be the ground level. From the ground level, this point P is having some height y. So image should have some depth y. The height and depth should be same. So its image point should have a depth of y units. So at this point be some p dash. It is having a depth y. The height and depth are equal. Now this p dash is the image of the point P. This p dash is called the conjugate of the point P. What are its coordinates? For this p dash, what are the coordinates? Its x coordinate is x. Y coordinate is, if I move upwards, it is plus y. Here we are moving downwards, so its y coordinate will be minus y. So p dash coordinates are x comma minus y. So the complex number in it will be x minus iy. So this x minus iy is called the conjugate of the complex number x plus iy. Every complex number will have this type of conjugate. If z equal to x plus iy, suppose, then z bar, the conjugate is denoted by the symbol bar, z bar. Z bar equal to x minus iy is called the conjugate of z. This z bar is called the conjugate of z. It is called the conjugate of z. Okay, this is about the property of conjugate. Every complex number will have conjugate. Next. What about the modulus? Let us define it. Second property, modulus. Suppose there is a complex number. Let this be the real axis. X axis means it is the real axis. Y axis, it is called as the imaginary axis in the complex plane. So take the complex plane like this. This is the origin. Take some point P. Let the complex number in it be z. That z is defined as, suppose, x plus iy. So in the coordinate system it can be taken as x comma y. In the complex number system it is x plus iy. In the coordinate system it can be taken as x comma y. So the p point taken as x comma y. What is the modulus of this complex number? Modulus means very simple. You take the distance of the point P from the origin. That means OP. The distance of the complex number from the origin, OP. This OP is called the modulus of the complex number Z. So OP. What is OP? P means x comma y, O means 0 comma 0. Take the distance between them. Apply the distance formula. We will get like this, root of x square plus y square. So we can say here, if z equal to x plus iy is a complex number, then its modulus is defined as mod z equal to OP distance. Here we are calculating the OP distance as root of x square plus y square. So modulus of z will be root of x square plus y square. In this way, the modulus of every complex number can be defined. It is defined as root of x square plus y square. Next, there is an important relation between conjugate and modulus. I will explain it. What is the relation between conjugate and modulus? This is very important relation in this chapter. That is z into z bar. That is always equal to mod z square. If you multiply a complex number with its conjugate, you will get the square of its modulus. It will become mod z square. Okay, observe here. If you take z equal to x plus iy, then what is mod z? Sorry, what is z bar? Z bar means its conjugate will be x minus iy. What is mod z? Mod z will be root of x square plus y square. Now consider the LHS part. It is LHS is z into z bar, x plus iy into x minus iy. It will become x square minus iy whole square. A plus b into a minus b, a square minus b square. Now we can write this as x square minus I square y square, isn't it? But I square equal to minus 1, because root minus 1 equal to I, the standard value. We can see I square equal to minus 1. So this I square will become minus 1, minus of minus plus. So we are having x square plus y square. You can observe here, this x square plus y square is nothing but mod z square. Observe here. So in this way, we are having z into z bar equal to mod z square. Any complex number will satisfy this property. Next, what is meant by the augment of a complex number? I will explain it. What is the augment of a complex number? See, suppose this is the real axis. This is the imaginary axis. In this organ plane or complex plane, take some complex number z equal to x plus iy. Let its fix be some point P. That means this z is denoted by the point P. Its coordinates will be x comma y. In the complex number system, it should be taken as x plus y. In the coordinate system, it should be taken as x comma y. Both are same. So this complex number written like this. Now what is the argument of this complex number? Argument is nothing but the angle made by OP. First join OP, you will get some line segment like this. The angle made by OP with the positive real axis. This is the positive real axis. The angle made by OP with the positive real axis, that means this angle. Sometimes it may be negative angle also. If you take the point here, you will get a negative angle. In any way, the angle made by OP with the positive real axis is called the argument of the complex number Z. Okay? The angle made by OP bar. The angle made by OP bar with the positive real axis is called the argument of Z. We denote it as like this. ARG. We write it as ARG of Z. Okay.